To begin my presentation, I'm going to talk about my health issue, being mental health, and how people who notice symptoms early on do not get the proper treatment or do not know of the proper treatment to seek. My issue being that I, in my research paper, focus on different research, different types of treatment, and the statistics stating how many people don't seek the right treatment. It branches all throughout kids and young adults. So, what my goal is for my health communication campaign project is to get that issue out there and to let people be aware of this issue. There are many factors that do play a role in determining how able someone is to get a mental health illness. Social factors, including job, stress, family, hereditary traits, all play a role in how inclined someone is to get mental health related illness. So with this, I did label some statistics stating how these people can get these illnesses. Under hereditary reasons for a factor why someone would get mental health problems would be the chemical messengers in the brain actually malfunctioning, and that actually makes them more inclined to get mental health illnesses. And that's, once again, that's from a hereditary trait. That hereditary trait that someone may carry makes their mental health much more unstable and makes them more inclined to get mental health problems. Stress being one of the environmental factors, that all depends on someone's workplace setting, how stressful their job is, as well as their environment that they're around every single day. The first theory, which is also a treatment to mental health disorders, is going to be cognitive theories and cognitive therapists. So what they do, they focus on anything cognitive that's in the brain. So that is going to be your thoughts, beliefs, motivations, feelings, and perceptions. They take that and they use that as a therapy to help treat your mental health disorder. Since these cognitions are not observable or nearly measurable, they actually determine your behavior, which behavioral illnesses, it would be classified as a mental health illness. So an example of this would be late night, you didn't study for a test. You wake up, you take that test in the morning, and you fail. The first thought that goes in your head is, I'm so stupid. Why am I not as smart as the other students who passed the test? When in reality, you're not stupid. You just were too lazy to study for the test when the other students probably did. Those cognitions, those negative cognitions, is what would drive a negative behavior. This theory and method of treatment is actually still practiced today, and it does, once again, take those cognitions to determine behavior and see what the stressors are, see how they can actually treat that illness. This theory actually relates to my paper because with mental health, this study of the irrational thinking would actually relate to the behavioral problems that someone may have. The next theory that I'm going to talk about for my campaign is going to be functionalism. And functionalism shows how social events can greatly impact a person's health, and determining how great that event is determines how that person would trigger a mental health illness. Functionalism focuses on how everything in society works together and for everything to function properly. They actually relate that functioning and everything having in relation to one another to the human body. The human brain cannot function without the heart. Society cannot function without the families living in it. That's how functionalism relates to mental health and the body, and I use that in my paper. In all, the main reason how functionalism does relate to my paper, because functionalism is the study of mental states of an individual and focuses on what something actually is instead of what it's made of. The next theory I'm actually going to talk about is going to be psychotherapy. Psychotherapy is a form of treatment used for mental health disorders. Psychotherapy actually focuses more on stress and anxiety-related disorders, and the main clientele of that is going to be people with like high amounts of stress, or they witness something very tragic in their life, as in a divorce or a loss of a loved one. Psychotherapy actually focuses on goal-oriented and more obtainable goals through their treatment. So when people go see psychotherapists, they actually talk about their problems and they try to find a way with the psychotherapist to come to a goal that they can reach to conquer that illness. If it's depression, they try to focus more on happy things in their life and try to get that client to be more positive on life itself. I can actually relate to psychotherapy firsthand because my little brothers, they both suffer from mental health illnesses. they actually go see psychotherapists once a week. This program actually offered by Butler County because they were in the foster care program, and they were actually able to go see them firsthand, and I actually experienced it firsthand on how psychotherapy works, and I believe in it very well. That's actually why I incorporated it into my paper. My first message that I actually created is a poster. On the poster, it has a picture in the background warped in the text, and it has a girl crying, simply showing depression. Depression is a mental health illness or disorder. So, and the message that I actually put onto that is we all need to be wary with our mental health and be proactive when we start to notice symptoms that may indicate a mental health related problem. Just like how we have a big heroin epidemic in the county right now, I could put this poster on a billboard in public areas or on heavily traveled highways to somewhat get my message out there more effectively. I believe this would be a great way because everyone driving would see this, and everyone in that public area may take a glimpse at this. And if they know someone or actually have symptoms of a mental health problem, they would know how to seek help. My next message that I created is actually a social media campaign. What I did with this, it's actually called Mental Health Help. If you want to follow it, it's at Mental Health 09127. And with my campaign on that, I tweet pictures and different types of treatment that people could go to in case they know someone or they are suffering from a mental health problem themselves. Then what I actually did was I followed all the big technology pages, I followed all the medical pages to somewhat get my page out there. And I'm actually already at 20 followers. I made it about 5 days ago, and I followed 100 people, and 20 of them followed me back. So with that, hopefully I get more followers, and my tweets would get shared if I did take this further. And I believe the social media campaign, especially putting it on a campaign as popular as Twitter, or a page as popular as Twitter, people see that everywhere. People can retweet stuff, and what social media does, it shares it to a more vast majority than just a billboard on a street does, or a billboard on a highway or a public area. It just shares it to the world, and I believe technology would be the fastest way to communicate my health message. My most effective message is definitely my social media campaign on Twitter. Every day I actually post tweets of the day, is what I call them, and it'll be notice a problem, eliminate a problem. If you need help, seek help. It's just words of the day that would drive people possibly to go get help. They would see it pop up on their feed. All my followers actually retweet my stuff, so it would actually get shared to a vast majority of people. The people seeing that would be like, hey, maybe I might go want to see a therapist and see if I could possibly brighten up my life, think more positively. So I believe that this is a very large issue that we should focus on, and once again, I'm personally connected to this because of my brothers, and I enjoyed doing the research on it, and I had a great time making this campaign from bottom up.